your business like it's a 9 to 5 job. I know you don't like those parameters, but that's how you have to treat it.
Mm-hmm.
You know which woman that was?
Your wife.
Yep. Honey, I got the message. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh yeah! Off we go on a Wednesday. Good morning. Welcome to the wacky, wonderful Wednesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. And as always, this first hour is powered by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. Go to invadercoffee.com, use the code Snowman, and you get 15% off of your purchase. Victor Locke joins us from Chicago. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing all right. Ready to get another wonderful day of sports radio started.
And it has started, and I'd like to begin with an open letter.
Uh-oh. Email address to.
Let me do this. Let me do it this way. Because when Cole had that element for me, I usually could just type something.
Pull it up, right?
Yep. All right, let's do this. Email Los Angeles Lakers. Subject of email: be very afraid.
Body of email.
I've said all year long that the Golden State Warriors will somehow win the Pacific Division. And a lot of people thought I was crazy, especially when the Lakers got off to a very hot start and have maintained that pace throughout the season. But then one very significant trade that no one wants to highlight because it's the Warriors happened.
Mm-hmm.
They traded for Jimmy Butler.
Yep.
35-year-old Jimmy Butler has helped bring the Warriors to within one game of the Lakers for the Pacific Division title. The Clippers and the Warriors are both one game behind for the Pacific Division title, and those two play Sunday to close out the season.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers lost a very big game last night against Oklahoma City, in which Luka got tossed.
Oops.
But can you believe this? One game separates the Clippers, the Warriors, and the Lakers. 3, 4, and 6 as we stand right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Lakers. I thought y'all were going to run away with the Pacific Division. At least that's what I was told. I thought you guys were going to seal up the Pacific Division in March. A ridiculous Laker fan told me that piece of you-know-what.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Lakers were going to be at the top of the conference, and then Oklahoma City knocked them back to reality. As we take a look at the standings, the team that you have to keep your eye on in the Western Conference is not OKC, it's not Houston, it's not Denver, and it's not the Clippers. The team you need to keep your eye on, Lakers, is your hated enemies from Northern California, the Golden State Warriors, or to borrow the words of Playmaker, that team from San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're right on your ass, and you don't know it yet.
Oh, for that email, you might want to put the CC being LeBron James
Mm-hmm.
and the BCC being Bronze Sexual Nation.
Oh, I'll get them later. But Lakers, you have a problem. Because the Clippers are breathing down your neck, the Nuggets are breathing down your neck, the Grizzlies are breathing down your neck, and the Golden State Warriors are especially breathing down your neck. So, you got some issues. I'm not going to suggest that you fix them. I'm going to suggest that you restart come playoff time. Because if you see the Warriors in the first round, you're going bye-bye. Signed, Brian Snow, a.k.a. the Snowman. CEO, Snowman Multimedia.
And send.
How's that?
Well,
The show today.
that's how we get started. Let's go around some of these scores right quick as we start on the day that was.
Let's do it. It's all yours, my man.
All righty, let's go ahead and get started. The Orlando Magics actually take down the Hawks 119-112. The Cleveland Cavaliers are a house of fire as they smoke the Bulls 135-113. The Memphis Grizzlies take on the Charlotte Hornets and beat them 124-100. The Pacers beat the Wizards 104-98, and it took overtime, but the Boston Celtics got it done against the New York Knicks 119-117. They won by a pair. The Brooklyn Nets actually come out in the win column this time against the NOLA Pelicans. That probably explains why. 119-114. The Milwaukee Bucks beat the Minnesota Timberwolves 110-103. The Lakers lose, as Snowman already put out, against the Oklahoma City Thunder 136-120. The Warriors beat the Suns, as Snowman asked to do, 133-95. And the Clippers beat the Spurs 122-117. The games on the slate today go this way. The Boston Celtics will go to Orlando to take on the Magic. The 76ers will go to the Capitol to take on the Wizards. The Lakers will go to Dallas to take on the Mavericks. The Charlotte Hornets go up north to Toronto to take on the Raptors. The Bulls will host the Heat. The Jazz will host the Trailblazers. And the Kings will host the Nuggets. Meanwhile, the 9 o'clock games go this way with the Nuggets and the Kings starting off. Then the Spurs will take a trip to San Francisco to take on the Golden State Warriors. The 9 o'clock games continue with the Suns and the Thunder. Suns hosting the Thunder. And your 9:30 nightcap, show the Rockets taking on the LA Clippers. And if you have any, and if you want to go ahead and put some fun, a little scratch in the game, you know where to go, don't you, Snowman?
You do indeed. You go to betus.com, use the code Snowman and get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Betus.com, where the game begins. And a lot of people are going to be putting some G's on these games, especially in the Western Conference.
West Conference has always been really fun.
Now it's even more fun.
Now it's even more fun because now it's more of a three-headed race now. A three-man race between.
It's a bigger.
More than three.
Yep, it's a bigger race.
You have the Lakers, you have the Warriors, you have the Thunder,
you
have the Rockets, which are still in it.
The Rockets are in. The Thunder are in. Tell you what, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk all things NBA playoff races. And believe me, there are a couple of races you need to pay attention to. So, man, in the morning, back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the morning.
People tell me how lucky my daughter is to have been adopted. But really, we're the lucky ones. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific time zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Let's go to the Fanatics Feedback Zone. Our Feedback Zone is presented by Fanatics, officially licensed everything. And it's our man, Sick Dicky from Norway, who's checking in, saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. He also says, I'm looking to sport a ring with the word unity on it like Rick James. Love that idea. And, of course, the ads start coming. And I love this man for this. This episode of Snowman in the Morning is brought to you by Sleazeball Meaty Subs. Don't beat the meat. Don't toss the salad. Just enjoy the subs. Dear God in heaven.
Oh,
If I get that to Cole,
it's going to be an ad by the end of the day.
It is. That's Meatball Sleazy Subs, folks. And by Slam Hard Barbecue. Tastes so good, you better kiss and tip your waitress. You better believe it. Because when my wife makes barbecue, my mouth is stuffed. And the next thing I'm doing, I'm giving her a hug and I'm giving her a kiss on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's Slam Hard Barbecue, and that's our buddy Sick Diggy from Norway.
Always with the ads. Always with the great ads.
Wonderful ads. Wonderful ads. We got a lot to talk about today. Next week we will start our coverage leading up to the NFL draft that is taking place in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Speaking of draft, next Monday, 6 o'clock Eastern time, Old Snowman will be covering the WNBA draft live.
Yeah.
So since some people don't want to give a Snowman access, okay, fine. I'll just have to build my community. So be it. All right. To the NBA we go and look at the Western Conference race.
All right.
Oklahoma City has clinched the top seed in the conference with a record of 65-14, which means they will not win 70.
Right.
Thank you, Lord, like some people thought. The Houston Rockets are in, and they, I believe, have clinched their division. Yes, they have clinched the Midwest Division with a record of 52-27. And here's where the mess starts.
Yeah.
3 through 7 have the same record.
Right.
Clippers, Nuggets, Warriors, and Grizzlies. 3 through 7. That means if anybody slips up in the final 4 games, 3 games rather, there's 3 games left.
Yeah, 3 games. Yep.
Anybody slips in those last 3 games, they're going to the play-in round.
Right.
Phoenix is about to be eliminated because they're going to get a foot put in them tonight.
Right.
Tell me, and I want your honest opinion.
Okay.
How did the Warriors get back in this race so fast?
Well, we cannot express the praises enough of how great the Warriors strategy went down by picking up someone that everyone said was uncoachable.
Yeah.
And that was being Jimmy Butler.
Good point.
Everyone kept saying he's not coachable. I've heard it when he was with the Bulls. I've heard it when he was with the Heat. He's showing you different. Apparently, Steve Kerr is the whisperer because He looked coachable to me, and he has been dynamite for the Warriors. The Warriors have been looking for another bona fide scorer ever since the departure of Klay Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
So now you still have Draymond. Steph now has a ginormous weight taken off of him because now he has someone he can pass the ball to, someone who can shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention Buddy Hield and what he's been able to do.
Yep.
The Warriors got their act together and they were able to win on the road. That was their boogeyman last year. It is not their boogeyman this year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it shows you what a well-advised and well-timed trade can do rather than the ill-timed and ill-advised trade that happened
between the Mavericks and the Lakers.
Exactamundo.
Now, here's the other thing that is so great about Golden State. Everybody wrote them off.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Jimmy Butler trade happened. Do you know that there are some people, even today, that are still talking about the Luka Doncic trade?
Oh, yeah.
Instead of talking about Jimmy Butler. If you could grade it, no, let me put it another way. In terms of impact, Luka Doncic gets traded for Anthony Davis. Jimmy Butler gets traded for Andrew Wiggins. Who do you think has the biggest impact? It's no contest.
It really isn't.
Jimmy Butler. Because the Warriors are 21-6 since his arrival. Think about that. 21-6 since he got to Golden State. And Jimmy Butler said something on the plane that really got my juices flowing and really wanting me to like pick up my coverage for Golden State.
Right.
Even with everything else, I got to get organized and my health getting organized and things like that. When he said championship coming, I believe it. I believe that the Golden State Warriors can win the Western Conference. Hell, let me be really frank. With the addition of Jimmy Butler, I believe the Warriors can win the World Championship.
It could.
Because now, as you said, they have a second bona fide scorer. They have someone that can get to the free throw line a lot because they're not going to call any fouls for Steph.
Right.
They're not going to call any fouls for Steph. They still, in his 16th year, look at him as if to say, oh, he's not worth anything.
Right.
In his 16th season. Really? It still angers me to this day that they treat Steph Curry as an afterthought. This is the same fella that has 2 MVPs, one of them unanimous. In fact, the only unanimous MVP. Let me say that again. The only unanimous MVP.
Right.
All right. It just makes me so mad that they still. What do you think, Vic? Give me your thoughts.
Why they won't give Steph fouls?
Why they still not just that, but why they still treat him as an afterthought?
You already know why. It's a very simple answer. Because it's still all about one person.
Yeah. One person who wishes he can do this.
9 seconds to work with, and you do have it in single digits. And that was the goal when you were down 22. Steph from midcourt. Oh, come on! Did he ghost him on that too? Oh my goodness, Curry from 45 feet. Yo, this dude is an alien. What did he just do? He had one from three-quarter court in Orlando. He's double teamed. He had nowhere to go. Steph's got 16.
Nah.
And yet I still have people saying it would be better if LeBron had did it. LeBron would have done it better.
I got those responses too. I'm finally getting active on Discord. And I say finally because I look at some of the notifications and I'm like, I'm not responding to that.
But the
It's too
main
easy.
but the main thing is that they view Steph really the same way they viewed Derrick Rose circa 2011, 2012. Like, if you're going to go in there, if you're going to slice and cut in there, you better ready to take that punishment. And so that's why they're not giving him the calls, because like, well, you chose to go in there instead of playing in your position, on the outside.
I still think to this day that the rivalry of Cleveland and Golden State should not have been.
It should have been Cleveland and Chicago.
It
Or
should have been
Chicago
and Golden State.
Yeah, it should have been Chicago and the Warriors.
It should have been the Bulls and the Warriors. That should have been the rivalry, and that would have stretched longer.
Yeah, it would have been Rose versus Steph.
I wanted to see that.
And honestly, it probably would have gone 2 chips apiece.
Maybe 3.
Yeah, it could have been 3 chips.
Maybe 3. Because Derrick Rose had the Warriors on the cusp of a championship in 2011.
Had the Bulls on the cusp,
and they would have beat they'd have beat the daylights out of the Mavericks.
Yeah, they would have.
All right, they would have beat the daylights out of the Mavericks, but injuries killed them.
Part 1,
part 2. Think games 2 through 5. The referees swallowed the whistle.
Yep. Well, they swallowed the whistle for one team, and they blew the crap out of them the other team.
Yep. They swallowed the whistle for the Miami Heat. Okay, but back to this Western Conference race. The Nuggets are in shambles because they fired Mike Malone, they fired their GM yesterday.
Which was dumb. Was absolutely dumb.
Absolutely dumb.
You got a team that is really ready to blow the doors off the West, and maybe be a team that could dethrone the Warriors as a dynasty.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it would have been a dual dynasty. Both of them.
Yep.
Both of them.
For some reason, management stupidly got in the way again. Now we'll see what happens in the coming months, because I don't know how long Denver's going to be for this playoff run now that their coaching staff is basically thrown for a loop.
It's thrown, and not only is it thrown for a loop, Denver could slip all the way to 7 in the conference. If they slip in any way, for Golden State to move up to as close as 3, they must win out.
They have to run the table.
They must run the 47 wins they have so far have got to become 50. They've got to win out. They got an easy one tonight with the Spurs. They close with the Clippers on Sunday.
So they close to the Clippers.
And I'm doing that one.
They should be able to beat the Spurs. What are the golden?
There's a middle game in that.
I'm trying to find out right now.
Okay. Victor's doing our research for the day. Educated Tyrone in the house. Rose versus Steph versus Kyrie would have been debated to this day. Nah, Rose versus Steph. Kyrie wouldn't even be part of the conversation.
No, I can see Kyrie. If Kyrie was left his own devices, yes, he could have.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you that. I'll give you all that.
If Dan Gilbert didn't step in the way and pull LeBron back to Cleveland, I think Kyrie could have been something really special.
You know what? I agree because the team was supposed to be built around Kyrie.
Okay.
It was supposed to be built around Kyrie Irving.
It's Portland.
And he was finding his stride. What's the other game?
Portland. They go to Portland, take on the Trailblazers. That's April 11th at 9 p.m.
That's Friday.
So the last 3 games are tonight at 9 against the Spurs.
They go to Portland.
The 11th on Friday and take on the Portland. And then they host
the Clippers.
And that is a 2:30 p.m. game on Sunday afternoon.
I'm doing all 3.
All right.
I'm doing all 3. I'm doing the finish of the Warrior season, and we're going to follow them all the way through the playoffs. Educated Tyrone says, I agree. Rose versus Steph still could have been the main rivalry if the Bulls kept going on their trajectory. But management got in the way of a dynasty returning.
2 things happened that really harmed the Bulls. What happened in games, like you said, 2 through 5
in 2011 West Finals.
With a lot of very questionable calls. We'll get to that later. And then 2012 when he went against the 76ers, I believe.
76ers.
And unfortunately, D Rose suffered that horrendous ACL injury.
That killed him.
And I watched it with Bill and Nick because we were.
I was watching it. Man, look, I was watching it while I was doing a softball game at where the heck was I? South Suburban.
Mm-hmm. And
I
we
was
were
at South
so
Suburban
hyped
that day.
We were so hyped
because and the Bulls were busy blowing the doors off of the 76ers in the United Center, and then that happened.
I was like, oh, that's it. Because as soon as he couldn't put weight on his leg, I'm like, that's it.
Yep,
that's it.
And we all knew it.
Yep. Because when someone falls,
you
know how painful it is. Even if you never had that type of injury before, when you see that person and they take a tumble like that and then they can't put pressure on, it's like, that's it.
I was close to having that kind of injury. I was so close to having that.
Let's see,
having that kind of injury.
Who else is in this race? You said it was the
Memphis,
Lakers, the Warriors.
3 through 7. Lakers, Nuggets, Grizzlies, Warriors, and Clippers.
Okay, so let's take a look.
You got 5 teams, 4 within a game of the Lakers.
Yep, Lakers
because
games.
the Lakers could lose out.
They could.
The Lakers could lose out because the
Lakers have kind of a mountain to climb because they take on the Mavs tonight. Friday they host Houston. They host the Rockets, and then they go to Portland to take on the Trailblazers. That's the Lakers' last 3 games.
Dear Mavericks and Rockets, please beat the hell out of the Lakers. Please.
Rockets games. Rockets games go this way. They got the Nuggets as the cap. They take on the Lakers on Friday, and they take on the Clippers tonight.
The wild card in this, the 2 wild cards in this, the 2 wild cards in this are the Clippers and the Warriors.
Yeah,
because everybody, myself included, slept on the Clippers.
Yeah, I kind of wrote the Clippers off too.
I did. I'll admit it. I slept on the Clippers, and the Clippers leave the season series against the Warriors. So that final game could decide not only the Pacific Division, it could decide where they both fall in the standings.
Yep. The Nuggets take on the Kings tonight. They host the Grizzlies on Friday, and then they go to Houston to take on the Rockets.
The Nuggets are probably going to lose 2 out of 3. And that's Memphis and the Rockets.
Yeah.
Educated Tyrone says, salute, Snowman. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. He also says, aren't the Mavs a little more healthier now? Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
because one of the people that they traded for got injured. One of the people they got injured, they traded for got injured.
Figure that out.
How crazy is that?
Thank you, Al Michaels. How crazy is this? How crazy is this finish?
Oh my God. Clippers face Rockets tonight. Friday they go to Sacktown to take on the Kings. And as you know, the nightcap or the cap of the season is against the Golden State Warriors.
And that, I believe, is in San Francisco.
That is in San Francisco.
Okay. That is in Frisco. So the Chase Center on Sunday, and we all talked about this back by Christmas.
Right.
That the Clippers, the Warriors and the Lakers could all come down to the final day of the season.
Yeah.
To see which spots they land in for the NBA playoffs. And on top of that, who wins the Pacific Division?
Now I ask this question. With how close this race is, does it speak to the monumental meltdown of the Lakers? Because Lakers were basically surging.
they were running away with the Pacific Division.
Does it speak to a monumental meltdown of them, or just an upsurge of the teams around them? Because
it's both. It's a bit of both.
Okay, because I would never expect the Clippers to be where they're at. Nuggets, I kind of figured.
Nor would I.
Nuggets, I figured. Rockets, I figured, because I know Rockets are a defensive dynamo, and of course, you can never sleep on the Warriors.
This is going to be a fun race.
Oh my God,
this is going to be a fun race.
It's going to be interesting
because I got people saying, "Why don't you talk about the East?" The East has already been decided.
Yeah, the East has been locked up.
The East is locked up.
Boston,
everything goes through Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland and Boston are pretty much your forerunners right now. Cleveland and Boston are your forerunners.
I think it'll be those two for the
Eastern
Conference Finals.
That's what I'm thinking too.
I think it'll be those two. Well, you know what? Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll talk Eastern Conference happenings, because there's a lot of people putting money on the Knicks, and that's a mistake. Old Snowman will explain why. Snowman in the morning, back in the deuce, y'all.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meat beef of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light-optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, Snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back. Snowman here, Vic Allah there, and we're going to the Eastern Conference.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the Eastern Conference.
Take a look at the Eastern Conference, and we'll go on by conference. The top 6 look like this: 1-6, Cleveland, Boston, New York, Indiana, Milwaukee, and the Detroit Pistons.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Not much is a surprise except for Cleveland. I will say it. I think we all have felt the same way. We didn't expect anything to come out of Cleveland.
No.
Because
no.
we always say before,
not this.
It's
not
Cleveland.
This.
We always talk about how it's Cleveland. Well, yes, it is Cleveland. And
but
Cleveland is storming the field right now.
But in a very positive way.
Yes, indeed.
They are lapping the field. They have clinched the conference's top seed. But my surprise in this group is the Detroit Pistons.
Yeah. That's another team
they
that
have
we kind of
tripled their win total. They're in the playoffs officially. They're over 500. I expected everything else to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But the Detroit Pistons are in the playoffs. Every spot has been clinched in the East. The play-in round will feature Orlando, Atlanta, the Bulls, and the Heat. And the Bulls and the Heat go tonight.
Yep.
At 7 Central, 8 Eastern.
The Bulls surprised me and kind of disappoint me at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
There were games that they should not have won that they did win, and the games that they should have won, but they lost.
Yeah.
And it's really tough because, I want to see the Bulls get back to that prominence. I just don't know what it's going to take.
I don't know either. But build around this young team that you have.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
You got rid of Zach LaVine.
Yep.
You got rid of DeMar DeRozan.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of great young players, including Josh Giddey and Kobe White. And thank you, Kobe White, for proving me right.
Mm-hmm.
Because when he was drafted, I said he would find his way with the Bulls.
Right. He's finding his way.
He is. And that game against the Lakers at the time gave him, I believe, 7 straight 30-point games.
Yeah, I think so.
But man, if they play their cards right, and I'm really praying that the Bulls do,
mm-hmm.
they could be a contender next year.
I think they could. I think the draft will help them. I think free agency will help them. I think they just need a couple more pieces around them.
Yep.
But yeah, build around this young core.
Yeah, build around Bulls. You got a great young core. Kobe White, Josh Giddey, Buzelis. There are other names on that team that escape me. But next year, I'm going to mix in some Bulls coverage with everything else I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And notice I said mix it in. I'm not going all the way with them, but I'm going to mix in some coverage
at them from time to time.
Say again?
Take a peek at them from time to time.
Yep. I'll take a peek at them and the Spurs from time to time because the Spurs are going to be healthy. DeAndre, De'Aaron Fox, Victor Wembanyama will both be back. And by the way, next week I will have Bill Schoening live on this show as he talks retirement.
Oh man.
Yep. Sunday is Bill Schoening's last game.
That's going to be crazy, man. That's going to be crazy.
I can't believe it. 24 years he has spent on the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
And 11 years he and I have been brothers.
So we talked about how the Celtics.
I'm gonna cry.
We talked about how the Celtics were going to be a contending team.
Yes.
It might not be, or we thought the Celtics was going to basically repeat with no problems, I should say.
Oh, they got problems around them.
Yeah.
They got the Knicks below them. They got the Pacers. Watch the Pacers, folks.
Right.
Tyrese Halliburton and company. Watch the Pacers.
Right.
And watch the Pistons. Watch the Pistons. Right now, 3-6 would be New York and Detroit. Oh, my Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Knicks, Pistons in the first round. Oh, if it's anything like what I saw in the 80s and 90s, that's going to be a fun series.
Yep.
That's going to be a fun series. Oh, my Lord. Cleveland will get the number 8 seed that'll come out of the play-in. 2-7 goes Boston, Milwaukee. That'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And especially 3-6 goes New York, Indiana.
Right.
I'm not even going to try to do the West matchups because, A, all the playoff spots and play-in spots haven't been clinched yet.
They're up in the air.
They are way up in the air. You got 4 teams separated by one game. And B, we don't know what the matchups are going to be because of that. But the East is set.
East is set up.
Cleveland and Boston will await winners from the play-in round, 7 and 8 seeds respectively. I think next at Boston, but Lord have mercy.
Uh-oh.
Knicks, Pistons.
Oh.
Knicks, Pistons.
That's going to be a good one.
My wheels are turning, in case you haven't noticed.
That sounds like a really
Victor's
good one.
been my friend for 25 years. He can see the wheels turning in my head from way far away.
Oh, yeah.
Victor knows when I get ideas.
I know what you're about to do.
You damn right. You damn right. Oh, boy. Well, take a break. When we come back, I'll talk about my return to the booth and what happened with that.
Okay.
Because it's funny.
All right.
Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BT in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
During the break, Wes Pruitt gave us a very good question. Will y'all toss a grenade on the Grizz playoff hopes in the West? He better not.
We'll see.
All I got to say, he better not. I'm looking at an old picture of Jody and I the night/morning we crossed the border from Virginia into North Carolina. So you know what we did, right? We got out and took a picture.
Right.
Just a couple of goofy kids living their dreams, chasing their dreams. I got a job offer, and we said, screw it. We're out of here.
Right. Time to leave.
We both said, screw it. We're out of here.
We gone, folks.
You can actually wait. Someone actually paying me for broadcast? Oh, we're the hell out of here.
Right. You're freaking done.
Exactly. Oh, Lordy. And that was a trip and a half, too.
Right.
I was driving down to North Carolina. It was a trip, man.
I do question. Like, we talked about some of the surprises coming out of East, and while I pretty much knew they weren't going to do much, I gotta admit the Bulls surprised me a couple of times.
Same.
Couple of big wins against the Lakers, especially.
Man, the game in Los Angeles where the Bulls blew them out
was one thing.
But then Josh Giddey did what he did to have Stacey King going absolutely ballistic.
Right. And then the 17 seconds.
You know what? That would be something else.
That was crazy.
By the way, Diggy says, by the way you're laughing, we need you to do a DNA test and see if you're related to Shannon and Sterling Sharp. A, no, thank you. B, I am not.
No.
I'll answer that question immediately.
Absolutely not.
I am absolutely not. Thank you, Mark Burley, for that. Absolutely not.
Like, would you really want to be related to Shannon Sharp?
You know what? I got the perfect person that can answer that question. Ask your question again.
Would you really want to be related to Shannon Sharp?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no.
are.
I always got love for him as a former tight end.
Yes.
As a player for one of my favorite teams, the Denver Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
But come on now.
Exactly.
He's good podcasting. He's good podcasting. I like his podcast.
Oh, his podcast is great.
But some of his takes are like, what are you smoking,
his
sir?
his podcast is great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But it's what he does in sports talk that kind of
makes you separate yourself. It's like, I don't know if I agree with that one.
Me neither.
I still think his one with Cat Williams was crazy.
And it's still talked about to this day.
Oh, yes.
It's still talked about to this day.
It's going to be talked about for a while.
A long while. A very long while. All right. I recently climbed back into the booth.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time in 4 years, I was actually out in a broadcast booth. I was at Columbus East. And I was doing their baseball game. The problem? It was raining. And I'm thinking, how far are we going to get in this game? Well, Columbus East, the Olympians, gave me a victory. And the best part about it, gave them a 10-run rule.
Ooh.
They beat Decatur Central 12-2.
Oof. The 10-run rule.
Oof.
Ooh. I remember one game was a slaughter by score, but took the full 2 hours to play. The one team batted around 3 times in an inning.
3 times?
3 times. I think the final score was 36-3.
Oh, jeez.
I was like, oh my God.
Did you run out of room in your scorebook?
Yep. Yep. Had to do a completely different score. A completely different. No, actually, we had the computer at the time, so all I had to do was just make sure that it kept going.
I forgot the name of that program we used to use.
I did too. I want to say Score Server or something like that, or Score Saver. I can't remember though.
I'll have to look at it after the show. I'll have to, because I want that on my computer or my tablet.
More advanced versions.
I want that on my computer or my tablet. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
More on that later. But it felt good to be back in the booth, man.
I know.
Yeah. Everybody, including the AD, loved the call. Nice. And the PA guy says, I'm enjoying listening to you. And then he coupled it with, when are you coming back? I'm like, whenever y'all play.
Right.
And he said, are you going on the road to cover us? I said, not yet. That depends. That depends, because I have a lot to do to get my car fixed.
Right.
A lot's got to happen, or just to secure a rental. And I hope I get that too. I hope I get that too. But man, it felt good. It rained the entire game. It rained the entire game.
It rained the entire game.
But we played it.
It's kind of fun sometimes when you play games where it rains.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time we actually had one in Ho Chunk where it rained.
Yeah.
We stopped because lightning was showing.
Yep.
So everyone stopped, went into the field house, waited for a couple of hours.
Mm-hmm.
The rain cleared up, and we had to start off from where we were. And then it started to drizzle again. Thankfully, there was no more lightning, but it started to drizzle just again. And I'm like, are you kidding?
Oh my gosh.
And because I had the book in my hand, everyone was like in a uproar because they didn't know how they're going to restart. I said, no, We know what's going to happen. You over there third, you at first. It's a 2-2 count. Play ball.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was like, damn. Okay.
It surprises them when you know
where everything is.
All right, we're at halftime. I want y'all to do me a favor. There's a GoFundMe that's out right now. It's across the bottom of your screen for those of you watching. And please help our road to recovery. It's not just for me, it's for my wife as well, because I want to give her some support financially with all the support and all the things that she's done for me. This is the least I can do. So I want to get back on the road. I want to start doing Uber again. And I want to start doing Spark for Walmart again so I can bring some money into the household. Because I explained it on Diary of a Mad Snowman. 2 things you can take away from a man: his family and the ability to produce for his family. Well, I'm getting the second part back since I have my family now. So if anybody could help, that would be appreciated. And before I start crying, let's go to a break. When we come back, we're going to laugh our heads off for the second hour. Second half of Snowman in the Morning continues right after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E. Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, Sleet or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit SnowmanMultimediaSports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to SnowmanMultimediaSports.com/Fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
How you doing? Snowman in the Morning is back. Second hour of the show. Victor and I are just sharing sports talk and sharing stories. And man, what happened to the New York Yankees?
I have no idea. You what talk about a meltdown and a half.
To the New York Yankees?
You. Well, we got one answer. Oh man,
it's one of the greatest answers I've ever heard.
Right?
That's one of the greatest.
Well, I think we got the answer right there.
They were playing.
Oh man!
Oh my gracious!
Uh-oh.
Dr. K strikes again.
Yeah, she did. Let's look at the scores right quick. Oh my god!
Please.
So the games that were Athletics over the Padres. 10-4. 10-4, good buddy. The Reds over the Giants 1-0. The Astros beat the Mariners 2-1. When in doubt, just beat the Mariners.
Yes.
The Diamondbacks over the Orioles 4-3. The Brewers over the Rockies 7-1. Oof. Let's see, where am I at? Okay, go up higher. Cubs beat the Rangers 10-6. Yeesh. Yeah. Royals beat the Twins 2-1. The Phillies lose a heartbreaker to the Braves 7-5. Angels over the Rays 4-3. Nationals over the Dodgers 8-2. Blue Jays over the Red Sox 6-1. Cardinals beat the Pirates 5-3. The Mets over the Marlins 10-5.
There you go.
Sox unfortunately get blanked by the Guardians 1-0. And the Tigers blank the Yankees 5-0.
Huh?
Yes.
Woof.
The Detroit Tigers. Tiger uppercutted the Yankees 5-0. Thought you might like that one. What the Detroit Tigers give the Yankees?
As I changed.
As you changed.
They gave him wait a minute. They do that. The Tigers gave a
Tiger uppercut
to the New York Yankees.
Yep.
The Yankees started 4-0.
4-0.
And they're 6-5 right now.
And they got their
They
team
lost
kicked in.
5 of their last 6 games.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is.
And and you want to know who's leading the American League East?
Who's that?
My wild card, the Toronto Blue Jays.
The Blue Jays. Yep.
Detroit 7-4, leading the Central. I have a feeling they're going to run away and hide. What?
And you know who is cussing up a storm right now?
Besides me?
About the Yankees being beaten up.
Oh, Lord, yes.
You know
Shout out
who?
to Wise El Jefe.
Yep. Shout out to our man, Wise El Jefe.
Yankees, our favorite New York fan.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Yankee aficionado.
Mm-hmm. I bet you the look on his face will be one of shock.
Just so you know, a lot of the words that he would say, he cannot say on this airways, but he can say it on Mentality. By the way, if you have not been involved, get involved with Mentality. That is still probably one of the most hilarious shows to watch.
Oh, man.
Besides this one. Because Lord have mercy.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you, honey. I just got a delivery.
Hey.
And it's called lunch.
Nice.
And y'all wonder why I'm so happy.
No, we know exactly why you're happy.
You know.
You're happy right along with you.
Okay. You and the boys know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You and the crew already know. I'm talking about people that haven't seen Jody before.
Right.
Angels lead the West. They're 7-3. Houston 5-6, 2.5 back. But it's April. It's early April.
It's April. And
Mets are on top of the National League East, a half game over Philadelphia. Those two will race to the finish. And my wild card from that division is Washington.
Yeah. Hopefully sometime we'll have our residential Met fan and Chris Dietz come by.
Yeah.
And break that down.
The next sentence I'm going to utter is full of things that piss me off.
And they are.
The Chicago Cubs lead the National League Central Division.
Blech.
Blech. Meanwhile, the Padres and the Giants and the Dodgers competing for supremacy so far in the National League West. Padres half a game ahead of the Dodgers because I meant half a game ahead of the Giants.
There you go.
Padres half game ahead of the Giants and the Dodgers. I'll put a quarter in the swear jar later.
Right.
Because I actually had it right after all. The Padres are a half game ahead of the Giants and the Dodgers in the National League West, and those are your division recaps.
Gotcha. So now we gotta be careful when we talk about the Cubs because we got Mike Drop Moran coming tomorrow.
You know what? I can't wait for her to come on tomorrow. In fact, I may have her on at the top of the hour.
Well, we'll see.
I'm going to message her right now. I want her on at the top of the second hour.
Okay.
All right. Because we can give Mike Drop Moran a full hour.
Oh, boy.
And it'll be comedy gold.
Yes, it will.
It will be comedy gold. And I think she can bring more guests on.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the White Sox goes, here we go again. Can't score.
Can't score.
Can't
hit.
Can't
pitch.
Ain't got no pitching to save our lives.
Can't.
After they went 2-2 in the first 4 games, I'm thinking, okay, this team is going to be competitive.
Right.
Matter of fact, let me do it. Let me do this another way. I thought the White Sox would be competitive after a 2-2 start.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh! Stop lying! Oh,
I was gonna say, who told that lie?
Me. And then I was told,
stop it. Get some help.
The Sox are ways off.
Yeah, they are far off. And I was in the room cussing one night because the White Sox lost. And my beloved looked at me and said,
English, do you speak it?
Right. You saw.
And as I tried to answer said question, and honey, I'm joking when I do this. As I tried to answer said question, I started mumbling, and then she said,
I don't remember asking you a thing.
And of course, I fell out laughing.
Right. The thing is again, until now, look, we know pitching is very important for the Sox to do well.
Yep.
I still look at them doggone bats and why they are basically got frostbite on them.
They'll always until they get a runner in scoring position and take advantage of when they can put a big inning together, like they did in the first 4 games. They're not competing at all.
Again, there needs to be, I don't understand what it is, but for some reason they cannot get runners over.
No.
It's like they get someone on second, someone on third, and their bats just freeze up.
They fall silent. They fall silent. And with the last White Sox game I did 2 years ago, that's what kept pissing me off. Leaving runners on base.
I always go back to the game you called. I think it was last year.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Bases loaded.
Because my office was in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Bases loaded, no outs, and got nothing.
And got nobody over. I think they ground to a double play at that point.
Yeah, it was a strikeout and a double play. In the 7th inning.
How do you blank that up so bad?
They were only down a run.
One run.
They were down 3-2. Cleveland had taken the lead in the top of the 7th inning. The White Sox load the bases with nobody out, and I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a big inning. We're finally going to get even with these guys.
You slap a shot in the corner. You slap a nice frozen rope in the corner, and it stays fair. They clear the bases.
They clear the bases. And the problem is with the White Sox at the plate, they become aggressive swingers. So they swing at basically everything.
Yeah, that's true.
They're not patient hitters.
They become undisciplined hitters.
Undisciplined hitters. Absolutely. And yes, I'm ranting about my White Sox because I want them to get back to competitive baseball.
We want them to go back to
And
how they
yes,
were in
honey,
05
I
and
said
06.
Baseball.
God forbid.
God forbid.
I think that's Lucy that perked her head up too. Baseball.
Football is concerned with downs. What down is it? Baseball is concerned with ups. Who's up? Are you up? I'm not up. He's up.
Exactly. Lord have mercy. Oh man,
that's a short, and that's also a drop.
That's a drop, and that's a short.
That's a short, and that's also a drop. I'm making sure I get those out today. For
And
those of you
yesterday
that were looking for the Monday and Tuesday podcast version of the show, I'm working on that. I should have it out today, as well as the Wednesday version, because I don't have any afternoon interviews, nor do I have any games scheduled until 7 o'clock. So I got a lot of time to do some editing today, but it will be updated today and it will be published. And if you go to the YouTube channel, both YouTube channels, Snowman in the Morning and Snowman Multimedia, you'll find out where you can pick up the podcast.
Speaking of which, we took a little field trip yesterday.
Yes, we did.
To the Grill Sports Podcast. Headed by my man Droid.
I love you, Droid.
I gotta give a shout out for this because that show is hilarious.
We had fun yesterday.
We did. Just telling stories. Chopping up and telling stories.
I think we had the guys cracking up with all the
stories. We did. Yeah. We did. Especially Blake. Blake
couldn't hold his laughter to save his life. Blake is like me.
Yes.
Okay. Blake is like me. If something's funny, I'm not giggling. I'm laughing out loud.
Blake is the only person I know that can go up octaves when he laughs.
Yeah, he went up about 4 octaves on his laugh.
What I found hilarious was when Droid has a great voice.
Yes,
for any kind of sports
that he does.
But his golf voice was hilarious.
You know what?
It makes me think Droid could be a great golf announcer. And the thing is, I've been with Droid.
Old Snowman's got an idea.
Oh no. I've been with Droid on hockey calls.
Yes, you have. And he's terrific.
And of course, he does his calls for the sports machine.
Mm-hmm.
So we know he's good with football calls. But the golf calls or calling other sports with a golf voice.
Sports with a golf voice. I would not be able to do it.
Steph Curry with 35-footer. Oh, look, he got it. Another Burnett. Oh.
And then he played the sound.
Right, the golf clap. Patrick Mahomes throws 35 yards. Oh, it's caught. Travis Kelce, and he's gone. Touchdown. Congratulations.
And then get the golf clap.
Absolutely masterful. If you guys have not seen it, please go watch that.
Please go watch the 7th episode. It's episode 7 of Grilled Sportsnet. Y'all need to go check that out. His golf calls were hilarious, man.
It makes you wonder, what happened if you called other sports like you would call golf?
Yeah.
Would the Maris Miracle really be a miracle if Brian Snow used the golf voice? Probably not.
Listen, it would be a miracle if I can get to that golf voice.
Right. Absolutely.
And
now I got to wondering what would happen if you called others when you call other sports. What if you call the golf game like all the sports?
I would not be able to do it.
There's a putt, deep and high. There's a hole in one.
And that's exactly why I wouldn't be able to do it.
Right.
That's exactly why I cannot keep a golf voice.
Right.
I can't.
Tiger.
I tried.
Tiger Woods for the Masters. All you gotta do is sink this putt. Is it? Yes! Yes!
You know what? That would be a click, click, bang moment.
Right?
That would be a click, click, bang moment.
Use Hawk Harrelson's voice. Yes! Yes! Yes!
Celebrate that putt as Hawk Harrelson celebrated Mark Burley's no-hitter.
Right.
Dear God.
It wouldn't work.
It would not work. It would not work.
It'd be a madhouse. It'd be a madhouse.
I'd get through whole. Listen, they would crazily put me on hole 18.
Right.
Okay. They put me on the 18th hole.
Yep.
Right. And me and the 18th hole would not be good friends.
Nope. Nope.
Because at that time, they probably would have been telling me you have to keep your voice low.
You have to keep quiet. You have to keep some semblance of quiet, which is not happening.
You have to keep your voice low.
It's not happening, sir.
And I'm thinking, that.
Right. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
I'm screaming.
I'm calling this the way I call other sports. You hit it, I'm out of here. Give me my money.
That's why I started thinking that.
Why are we paying you now? Because I'm not coming back.
That's why I wonder, like, why, like, where do they get the announcers for golf for? And I honestly think that they get them from like your public library. Because public library, everyone's got to be quiet. You have a library saying, shh.
Listen, I'll tell you 2 golf announcers who announced other sports, and they were terrific at calling golf. Pat Summerall and Vern Lundquist.
Well, Pat Summerall. And
Vern Lundquist is Vern Lundquist.
You can have him you can have him do announcements for a fishing tournament, and he would turn to like a Super Bowl.
But the way he would keep his voice so low, you still are interested.
You can have him announce the World Series of Poker, and it'll be like the World Series of baseball.
God rest you, Pat Summerall. God rest you and Godspeed to you and your family, Pat Summerall. Man, we miss you. We're gonna take a break, and we're gonna share some more stories, and they're going to be centered around Ho Chunk Sports Complex. It's a Ho Chunk Wednesday when y'all get back.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Do you remember our first group photo? This is it. Smiles all around, even though we were all nervous.
Who could have imagined that our first weekend together would soon turn into a lifetime of memories?
You're an amazing young man. Your brothers and sisters really look up to you. They're a big brother.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
There are so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
I ain't never felt so much love before in my life.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the high five strangers got. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meet of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to BETUS.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit SnowmanMultimediaSports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to SnowmanMultimediaSports.com/Fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I told you it was a wacky Wednesday, and it will be a wacky Wednesday because we're going to finish up with some wacky stories that Victor and I have shared and will share from our time at Ho Chunk Sports Complex in suburban Chicago. Meanwhile, if you're looking for some alternative play-by-play, join me at 4:10 this afternoon as we will take a look at the Houston Astros and the Seattle Mariners. And Houston is trying to win their first series of their second series, because they beat the Mets 2 out of 3. Now they're trying to take 2 out of 3 in Seattle. Other games we'll pay attention to will be Cincinnati and San Francisco. Giants trying to stop a 2-game losing streak, and a bit of kryptonite for the Dodgers. Kryptonite. This is kryptonite.
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 Lord have mercy.
I'm eating my wife's sandwich that she made for me, and
right,
it's so good. It's making me speak all kinds of wrong, but I don't care because my wife brought me lunch today. The Dodgers kryptonite.
You got it. You got the Dodgers.
Screw it. Kryptonite. Screw it. Screw it. We got a new word for our vernacular. Their kryptonite is the Washington Nationals at 4:05. And of course, we'll start at 4:10 with Houston and Seattle. Those are the 3 games we're going to be paying attention to. So a little bit of a triple header inside the sports machine, baseball style. Hang around for that. Now, you first.
Okay. So there are times where the parents can just get a tad bit unruly.
Totally.
Whenever they're playing a game. I did my first game on Field 4. Now, for guys who don't know, the way the layout is, as soon as you walk through the ticket booth, you have this large aisle that everyone comes in at. To your right will be Field 5. The main field, which is the field right in the center, is Field 4. To the right of that or to the left of that, however you look at it, is Field 3. Then Field 2 is in the far southeast corner. Southeast corner. And then all the way in the back is Field 1, where I used to be. Well, for some reason, they put me on Field 4.
Oh, Jesus.
So I did Field 4. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, there's this commotion. These 2 parents are sitting out, flat out arguing.
Yes.
Not arguing. Arguing. They had a full-on argument. Don't know what it was for, but security had to be called. Police had to be called. And everyone was like, what are we going to do? And I said, I have only one thing I can do. So I queued up One Love by Bob Marley.
You stupid.
One of the groundskeeper looked at me and then put his head down and started laughing.
Yeah.
The parents started dancing. And then one umpire said,
all right.
One of the umpires, I think it was either Grant or it was Zach, peeled off the mask, tears poured on his face. He's like, that is the greatest song choice you could have ever made at this point. Like, what was I supposed to do?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
France let me extra $20 that day.
Okay. I said I would share this story, and now I'm going to.
And sick, you're right. Music makes the world go around.
Yes, it does. Speaking of music, this is before I got modern in playing my music off a computer.
Yep.
It was the beginning of the Caba World Tournament. And I had my computer. I unhooked my computer. I brought all my wires that I used for said computer. And I had my laptop with me. My laptop, my monitor. Excuse me. I had my computer monitor with me. And I said, okay, this I can do.
Right.
So, and I didn't have a laptop at the time. So I brought my computer with monitor, set everything up, only to realize the monitor had a big fat spider crack in it.
Yep.
I'm looking at Victor and he's looking at me. And we're both going, now what?
What are we going to do?
Because this was 30 minutes prior to first pitch.
Mm-hmm. And there was a specific rule at Kaba. And you laugh is because you know what that rule was.
Every game had to begin with the home team's national anthem.
Both national anthems.
Both of them, yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you right now, between Snowman and I, we can't carry a tune with both hands in a wheelbarrow.
No.
So, asking either of us to sing is a bad idea.
I said, what do I do here? I don't have a monitor. I don't have my CDs. I don't have my CD player. And I'm cussing all kinds of up and down till Gary T. White walked by me and said, what the bleep did you just say? And I lose it. There's only one thing I could do. I had to sing the American national anthem. Don't ever ask me to do that again. Please.
I had never seen Snowman so mad.
I was pissed.
He's saying that. He's sang it like a champ.
I was playing pissed off.
He's sang it like a champ. But he was like, don't you ever.
I'm like, don't ever do that to me again.
I didn't do anything.
I know. Look, it's a lot. I was just telling everybody that was congratulating me. Hey, you did a good job. Don't ever ask me to do that again.
Don't you ever ask me to do that again.
Mm-hmm. That's all I kept saying for the first two games. First game, slaughter rule. I get an hour off.
Yeah.
I went inside the bar, not the concession stand,
the bar.
And just as I was getting ready to order a beer, Fran shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. And I turned to storm out, and Fran says, you got to wait until after dark. And I just cracked up.
Right.
Because he knew after that I wanted a beer. He knew it.
Yep.
After that game, I told the folks in the concession stand what I wanted. I raced out to my car, got my CDs, got my CD player, got the wire I'm supposed to use.
Same.
And raced back in, chose a CD, put it in the player, and started playing music. And I'm like, thank God I got music. Because I had sound effects on my computer.
Right.
After that day was over, I dragged Victor. Well, Victor drove his car. I drove mine. I said, Victor, follow me. We took a 10-minute ride to a Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Victor slammed out of the car and said, what are we doing here? Watch. Went right to the toy section called electronics and picked out a monitor.
Scowl on his face the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Because all he could think about was how he had to sing the national anthem. He was so mad.
Oh, man. Was I ever. I didn't have to sing the national anthem for the remainder of the tournament, thank God. But there's a side note to this.
Oh, yeah.
There's a side note to this. Had to play each country's national anthem of the two teams you were playing. Dig that. Wanted to show some class. Dig that. But a national anthem should not last 4 freaking minutes.
Yeah. Because Snowman knew more Spanish than me.
That's why I was following the Spanish teams.
So he had to call all Team Puerto Rico's games.
Oh, boy. They showed me some love, though. I'll give them that.
Oh, they did. They show everyone love.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of the time. This is not a Ho Chunk story as much as a Clubber story.
Yeah,
because one of my first assignments
Clubber.
doing public address for baseball was with the Chicago Clubbers.
Yep.
I believe the guy's name was Mark, who started. Yeah.
Yes.
He decided he wanted to do
hit it with Gucci hit a slam.
Mm-hmm. He decided he wanted to do a tournament with a team from Japan.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, sure. So it's like, so I started doing the announcements, and he wanted to announce the kids of the Japanese team.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't get through one without fumbling. He's laughing on the mic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, will you not do that, please?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know how fans people are gonna be. They're gonna come here and just beat us down. Okay, most of them probably know karate. Please do not get us in trouble. But he stumbled through it, and then I did it, and I didn't miss one.
Oh yeah.
I didn't miss one.
Oh yeah.
And one of the parents who was like a translator asked me if I could take a picture with the team. I'm like, me? Like, sure. I don't know why. and she said, because you're one of the only American announcers that has not mispronounced any of these kids' names.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Victor's sitting there going, right.
I'm not gonna say nothing else. Not only did Mark pay me extra, he did order my Uber home.
Oh man, Mark was a godsend.
He really was.
Yeah, because he was helping me out with Whitney Young baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I missed the Clubbers season, because Whitney Young was busy kicking ass.
Right.
And that became a priority because I later that summer signed a 2-year contract with him.
Right.
Okay. Y'all may have heard this one, but I will say it again.
Okay.
Was doing a game one Sunday, day flying right along. Me and my home plate umpire, Zach, we were just having fun, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We get to the early evening, and this big old kid named Ryan Sample shows up. You know, I'm announcing him. And this is the second game I had with this team from Manteno, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
His mom comes strolling by and says, I have a funny story for you. And not only do my ears perk up, but my spider senses went crazy.
And her mother
was
Ryan's grandmother warned her.
Oh yeah.
Don't tell him.
She was saying it out loud while I was announcing the kid's name.
Mm-hmm.
While I was announcing the kid's name and watching the game and things like that. And by the way, what did Ryan Sample do in this particular game? 2 for 3, a double and a home run.
Nice.
Her mother said, don't do it. Don't do it. He'll run with it. Because I've had some nicknames for the kids already.
Mm-hmm.
His mother came to me and started telling me how she met her husband in medical school and things like that. And I'm thinking, okay, this sounds innocent.
Where's the punchline?
Uh-huh. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. In the middle of her explanation of how she met her husband comes this sentence. Wait, and I better do this right. In the middle of her explanation of how she met her husband comes this sentence. Quote, because my maiden name was Seaman. Close quote. I was done. I lost it so badly. I was under the booth.
Under the table.
I was under the table, under the booth for at least 10 minutes. Zach's knees buckled when she said that.
Now here's
I'm under the table dying.
Right.
I'm sitting there dying. All right. Victor hears me.
I don't know what's happening. I hear Brian. I turn around and Brian is doubled over under the table.
Yep.
So I'm thinking, oh crap, something might happen. He might have got hurt. He might
Yeah.
have got hit with the ball, something like that.
Yeah,
so I get up, I start jogging over, and I hear this belly laugh. And I'm like, oh, he's laughing. So I move over. I said, Ryan, do I really need to ask? Brian, when I miss the beat, I will tell you on the way home.
Uh-huh.
That's all I need to hear. And I went back to my field.
And I did tell him on the way home.
And I laughed.
I don't think Victor spoke to me for an hour.
I laughed so hard I thought I was going to throw up. I laughed so doggone hard.
I was sure Victor was going to double over and throw up. I did. I thought Victor had it.
Yeah.
And whatever he ate was going to come out.
Yep.
But he realized how hard I was laughing.
And now I had to do the same thing.
Yep.
We had this little hilarious back and forth because since there was no netting above the backstop, the ball was free to sail over the backstop, and it will go into the more popular areas. So we always yelled heads up whenever a foul ball was hit. So we were like, heads up, and it would fall. Well, Snowman started to get cute. He would go, ow.
Dear Lord, I remember this one.
Which led to this hilarious exchange of, shut up. Ow. Shut up. I got hit in the tummy. The ball went the other way. Oh. And this lasted pretty much the entire time we were there.
All day.
Well, one time it wasn't so funny because I yelled heads up. No, Snowman yelled heads up. And then I yelled heads up. And the ball landed right smack dab on my hand. In the middle of my hand, while my hand is flat on the table.
Ouch. Ouchie.
I said, and I couldn't turn off the mic quick enough. So you hear heads up.
Victor had a few other words.
Right, thankfully, they were not uttered on the microphone.
One more before we get out of here because we're
getting time.
Yeah. One more before we get out of here. And this is me getting cute again.
Oh no.
You remember the Delgados, don't you?
How can you forget the Delgados? Every one of them has their own personality, which is amazing to me.
Oh, it was great.
Angel was
great.
awesome. Jeremiah
Angel-
was amazing.
His mom, Jeremiah's mom, was a mess.
And then you had
Iris.
the ladies. Iris and Angelique.
In particular, Iris. The first time I met her, I must have said or done something to piss her off. She didn't approach me. She didn't talk to me or anything like that. She just said, okay, I'm going to get you.
Right.
I'm right. Next game I have them writing my lineup in the book. Iris just comes over, looks at the scorecard, looks at the lineup, and whispers, "You missed a name," and walked off. No, I didn't. I checked it. I double checked it. I triple checked it. Coach came over. He says, "Yes, that's the lineup. Don't believe what she says." Okay, Iris.
A wise guy.
Okay, Iris. Old Snowman's about to get even.
No.
Iris and I went back and forth joking with each other the entire weekend.
Yep.
The entire weekend. And they embraced Victor and I as
Yes,
brothers.
they did. Yes, they did.
I went back and forth with Iris the entire weekend. And Iris Sunday morning says, "I got my coffee. You better be careful." "Oh, yeah. I got 2 Coca-Colas with me, so you better be careful." "You better be careful. You better be careful."
Oh, no.
One of the groundskeepers, "Are you actually fighting with her?"
Of course not.
No. She's probably going to be over here. She's probably going to be over here in the booth at first pitch. Sure enough, she's in the booth with me. We're both talking while I'm announcing the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And she would throw something at me that would just make me lose it. And after that entire day, championship game included, she walks off saying, "Told you I'd get you off your game." She gave me a big hug after that. And it's just like, "I hope we see y'all soon." I said, "I hope to see y'all soon because y'all were terrific. And you guys are terrific for tuning in today." Victor, you're terrific with your NBA coverage. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. And to the dog and to Droid, we miss you. Take care of yourselves. We hope you come back soon. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, then they're just simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. So long, everybody.
And James Harden, even though you're in the playoffs, you're still a bitch. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Dear Dallas Mavericks, kick the Lakers' ass.
Please.
See you tomorrow.